who happens to be a woman, but is, alas, also white, and cast a crucial vote in favor of Kavanaugh's confirmation. Here's Grinnell. Meanwhile, Senator Collins subjected us to a slow funeral dirge about due process and some other nonsense I couldn't even hear through my rage headache as she announced on Friday she would vote to confirm Judge Kavanaugh. Her mostly male colleagues applauded her. It should be noted that Miss Grinnell is herself a white woman, but she is clearly woke to the unfortunate realities of her identity. What's going on? While no faction has a monopoly on extremism, a certain kind of behavior and rhetoric has become a hallmark of the left, especially among the so-called elites who fancy themselves the vanguard of the revolution against the straight white patriarchy. Not convinced? Imagine a male professor's fantasizing aloud about the slow deaths of his female opponents, complete with the mutilation of their bodies. Does he keep his job? He shouldn't. Or imagine the New York Times publishing an op-ed piece in favor of white nationalism or the subjugation of women or any other atrocious notion commonly attributed to everyone on the right. It is inconceivable. Although some on the right hold deplorable ideas, they are consigned to the fringes, while the radicals on the left enjoy positions of cultural and political influence. The ascendancy of radicalism on the left is a threat to American society. All who believe that rational debate is the best means of identifying and achieving the common good, and this includes old-school liberals, must take this new radicalism seriously. These activists are willing to take extreme measures to achieve the paradise of justice and equality of which they dream. Something is clearly wrong. Americans are on edge. Political differences have hardened. Discourse has become crasser, positions more extreme. Political opponents are seen as enemies to be destroyed rather than fellow citizens and neighbors. Has it always been this way? To be sure, politics has always been a contact sport. Political differences have frequently provoked sharp words, occasionally accompanied by the wielding of sharp objects. But today our political differences have spilled over into daily life, spreading rancor and crowding out the common decencies that keep civil society civil. The American dream, an image that has loomed large in the past, seems to be fading. The very definition of citizenship is being questioned. What does it mean to be an American? What binds us together? A common creed? A common history? A common religion or culture? None of these seems adequate today. And it goes without saying that mutual disdain is an inadequate binding agent. Various thinkers have attempted to make sense of our condition. Some blame it on the 1960s. Everything was fine until the Beatles showed up, Vietnam went down, and Woodstock got crazy. But that explanation is superficial. After all, if the 1960s brought about the decline of society, what brought about the 1960s? Ideas have antecedents as well as consequences. Perhaps the New Deal is the root of the problem, or the despair and alienation precipitated by World War I. Or maybe we need to blame progressivism, or the Industrial Revolution, or slavery and the oppression of women. Perhaps the West was built on the systematic oppression of minorities by a white patriarchy that will release its hold on power only if compelled to do so. Power may in fact lie at the heart of the story, or at least be an indispensable feature of the tale. It was Friedrich Nietzsche, the great prophet of our age, who asserted that all of life is merely the will to power. If so, perhaps we should not be surprised that the patriarchy, if there is such a thing, asserts itself. Nor should we be surprised that the oppressed assert their own power by attempting to overthrow the oppressor and establish new ideals and a new power structure. There is, of course, another way to reckon with the facts. Perhaps the West in general, and America in particular, has lost the courage of its convictions. No society can long survive if it no longer believes